Hello, collective. Welcome back to New World Angel. Here to do another wonderful reading for my collective. I want to do something. I want to do different than just like general collective. Just because we are in the year of the fire horse, and my previous reading today had so much fire, I think I'm going to do fire signs, and then my next couple of readings will be your air, water, and earth. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I do have the door open. I apologize for the noise. It's just so dang nice out that, like, I'm going to keep it open. If it becomes too distracting along with my music, because I am playing music, I realize that it gets a little awkward when I'm in pause and I don't have music going on in the background. This is all stuff I should have been prepared to do before. Maybe you're not prepared right now. Also, maybe you could be clumsy too, because the energy I was picking up on, I was dropping shit. Like, I hit my freaking hand when I was grocery shopping today. It doesn't look like much, but it freaking hurts really bad. Yeah, just like accident prone. Are you accident prone? It reminds me of Angie on Real House. I am sorry if you are not a Real Housewives fan. I am, obviously, and so I keep bringing this up. Like, I don't watch a whole lot of TV, and when I do, it's Bravo type stuff. So anyway, but it reminds me of Angie when they were in Greece, and like homegirl just like kept hurting herself. Like, everywhere she goes, she just gets hurt. I don't know, accident prone. Or maybe a accident is getting you hurt. I don't know. There is an Amber Alert. What's going on in my collective today? Are you guys doing so well? Oh yeah, fire signs. We're doing a fire sign reading today. What is going on in my fire sign collective right now? Fire signs. That's your Aries, Leo, Sag. You guys are natural born leaders, tend to be in the spotlight, can be center of attention, or at least like you tend to receive a lot of attention. Premeditated attack, receiving karma. Factionless. The virtue is nothing. No faction, lives in poverty, and does mental labor. Oh, I'm sorry. That's menial labor. Like trivial tasks. Tedious. Like redundancy. Factionless, though. I get atheist, and nothing against being an atheist. Like, I feel like at one point in time I considered myself an atheist. But yeah, factionless, like lost without direction. What else? Lost without a group, too. Maybe you've always tied yourself to a certain group and like that's no longer the case, possibly. Fire signs, fire signs, fire signs. Plot twist. Oh, maybe you never saw this coming, being factionless, being without like your crew, without support. Yeah. Like not being stood up for. This plot twist is a natural disaster. It's like there's no stopping it because you can't stop natural disasters. That's the plot twist. That this premeditated attack was a freaking disaster. And now you're receiving karma. And the plot twist is that you never thought you'd be dropped by your crew. That they would ever leave you. Or for you to be unsupported. What else in my fire sign collective? Aries, Leo, Sag. ED, it don't work no mo. Somebody's sick. Could just be super old. Well, not super old. But I get like dysfunction due to like this karma. This ED is your karma for the premeditated attack. Depending on what you did. That's like a big sort of deal. You just passed a huge spiritual test. Collective, huge. I literally just made this card last night because I felt like I passed a huge spiritual test. And I think it was because I finally finished this book I had been working on for the past several months, and I was very proud of myself because I very rarely like finish out books. I don't know why. I tend to start like, maybe it's because I start like 5 all at the same time and I have like grandiose ideas of finishing them. But this one in particular, I was like, I really want to finish it. Like it's been good. It's been giving me messages and I know I need to finish it out. Anyway, yeah, you just passed like a huge spiritual test though. And now you're protected. See how that works? When you listen to the signs and the synchronicities and you do the right thing and your intentions come from a good place and you pass a spiritual test, you get divine protection. Or protection from others too, you know? That's also divine, like protection by a soul tribe, like no longer factionless. Whatever it is though, don't involve yourself. Do not involve yourself, collective, whatever this plot twist is. That's another test. So you don't just pass like one spiritual test and like that's it, bingo bango. No, they just keep coming. Keep coming. And they'll test you on the same stuff too, just in different ways. Different people, different opportunities. What else in my fire sign? Collective, Aries, Leo, Sag. What is the most prevalent energies and the most helpful message to give to my collective. Fire signs. Before the year ends, something is bound to happen, whether it is a natural disaster or like a natural ending. Like this is, I kind of get like the ending of all of this was always meant to be, you know? You can't stop it at this point. And that's why Spirit is telling you, do not involve yourself, collective. Boys trip. And this falls right next to premeditated attack. ED, it don't work no mo. Boys trip. Something about Mary. That is so funny that it's falling right next to you just passed a huge spiritual test. And the book that I was just talking to you guys about that was my spiritual test to finish out was Mary Magdalene Revealed. Something about Mary. Okay, so if you guys, because I keep forgetting like how old I am. Like I don't feel like this movie should have come out when it did, but it did. Something About Mary is a movie with Cameron Diaz and Jack Black and wait, is it Jack Black? I know Ben Stiller's in there. Why did I just say Jack Black? Anyway, she's like the girl next door. And like she's hot and there's just something about her that like men gravitate towards. Somehow that's relevant in your storyline. There will be a need for you to speak. No doubt about it. You are protected though. Even though you might be factionless, you might not have the crew support behind you, you are protected on this journey. So, like a lone but not lonely type, you know? Like you did the right thing. Reunion. Reunion. No. What's going on with these cards? Did I screw them up again? Yes, I did. Ugh, it's so annoying. Okay, I'm just gonna have to put this to the side because that's gonna drive me insane. Yeah, I kind of feel like if you do end up involving yourself, you're gonna get so wrapped up in it that it's gonna drive you a little bit insane. It's not gonna be healthy. It won't be good. DNA analysis. I definitely spelled analysis wrong, but DNA analysis. Your friends don't know shit. Collective. So if you were like, oh man, I could really use the support of my friends. Nah, they don't know shit. They wouldn't be helpful anyway. Short distance travel before the year ends. Natural disaster. Night owl. Are you a night owl? Or did this boys trip something about Mary? Something happened at night. Oh, somebody's saying this. You are so beautiful to me, collective. You are so beautiful. Stage fright. Does Mary have a little bit of stage fright? Being seen, being shown. Blended family. Falling next to there will be a need for you to speak. Okay, if you were like curious about what's going on with everyone, if you feel like a little bit secluded and you're like, okay, do people know? Are they aware? Yeah, everyone's talking about it. Way to critically think, collective. Is everyone talking about the DNA analysis? Everyone is talking about this competition too. This came out in my last reading and it's coming out again, and then I heard it randomly I was listening to Spotify like literally 30 minutes ago, and they even referenced in between the songs Mr. Darcy. Like, when does that ever happen? Mr. Darcy from Pride and Prejudice. He's like the love interest. Sorry, I'm just straightening all these out before I continue to pull. Mr. Darcy. Mr. Darcy says, you are so beautiful to me. Or you have a Mr. Darcy in your energy. Or you yourself consider yourself the Mr. Darcy. The love interest. Oh, yes, I am talking to a divine masculine because Boys Trip is out here. Romancing the Stone vibes. I love this card. I was just thinking about it like today or yesterday, and I was like, I've only had like one reading pull this card out, and I love that reading, and now it's coming out again. Does Mr. Darcy have stage fright? That's interesting. You don't ever see Mr. Darcy sweat. Except for when he tries to go in for like the romantic gesture, right? Like it's the fingertip. It's the wanting to hold hands. It's the, ooh, it's the eyes. It's the eyes. Celebrations next to blended family. Romancing the stone vibes. Long-term relationship. Everyone is talking about this. Spring, which is right now. Nerd alert. Is somebody a nerd? Is Mr. Darcy the nerd, or is he in love with the nerd? I kind of get it's a better storyline for Mr. Darcy, the charismatic guy, to have feelings for a nerd. That's adorable. Again, with the nerd alert. I gotta take it. Trying something new, are yous? Church giggles, uncontrollable laughter. God. There's literally, and it doesn't have to be church giggles. Just take it as a location where you shouldn't be laughing and you should be serious and all you can do is just fucking laugh. Like, that's this person to you. Anything else for our fire sign collective? Aries, Leo, Sag. Ooh. Mr. Darcy is also like stoic. Like you can't get a good read on him. You know? Maybe this is even like a surprise to you. Or a surprise to them. Actually, that makes more sense. Mr. Darcy being the charismatic, like Daddy Warbucks style. Kind of, maybe that's the plot twist too. Like they got thrown off by this. Thrown off by a nerd? There's something about Mary, I guess. There will be a need for you to speak is smack dab in the middle of this reading. So that is really critical. If you're wondering if you're going to like, do I actually have to have a conversation? Like, yeah, you do. What are people? I just get like competition next to nerd alert. Is there competition for this nerd? That's weird. Or is a nerd competing? We love a nerd. We do. You know, nerds are underrated. They truly are. You got a lot of information and you're funny. At least I consider nerds to be funny. Triumph. And if you can find a nerd that resonates with your nerdiness and you guys can nerd out together, church giggles ensue. Mm-hmm. What else? What else? Clout chaser. Why does this person want to keep coming out? TMZ, clout chaser. Yeah, somebody who just wants to, I don't know, make their presence known. People want to know about this night owl. The art of detachment. And receiving dharma. So you were receiving karma when you were factionless. Then there was a plot twist, which was a natural disaster for some grouping of people, to which you passed a huge spiritual test. You're now protected. Do not involve yourself, or at least you are not involving yourself. Something happens before the year ends regarding a boys' trip, something about Mary. There will be a need for you to speak. DNA analysis is a part of this. Night owl, you are so beautiful to me. Stage fright. I also get like stage fright, like coming forward, possibly even saying this. Stage fright. Blended family is a thing in your world. Everyone is talking about this competition, either for Mr. Darcy or with Mr. Darcy. There is romancing the stone vibes here. Celebrations ensue regarding a long-term relationship with a nerd. Receiving dharma. Bottom of the deck, triumph. Okay. This is good energy to run with for our fire sign collective. I want to get into, everyone is talking about this competition regarding a nerd or Mr. Darcy. Mr. Darcy and a nerd are somehow connected here, okay? Let's see. Hold, please. Hey. Okay. I want to pull, all right, so angels and ancestors, we're going to pull from the Black Moon Astrology. I want one card for this nerd, baseline energy, and then one card for Mr. Darcy's baseline energy. Just to see the vibes here that we got going on. If there's a long-term relationship on the table. Let's see. Let's get a vibe check on these two. But I believe I'm talking to Mr. Darcy, who has a nerd in their sights. Or their sights set on a nerd. And again, the only reason why I'm saying this is for Mr. Darcy is because there's something about Mary, which tells me there is, you know, there's just something about a woman in your world. And boys trip is on the table for the collective. So I'm speaking to, and who knows, this nerd could absolutely be a man too. Like, take the energies as they resonate, but that's just the feeling I'm getting. All right, we're first pulling for the nerd. Give us baseline energy of this nerd. card of fortune. Increase. This is Jupiter. This is Jupiter energy. Anything, yeah, this, no wonder this nerd is receiving good dharma. They must have passed a really huge spiritual test. Or you just did. But this nerd, they're just a very lucky person, I get. Can be a life path 9. Old soul, wise. Jupiter is it's the largest planet. It expands and gives good luck to everything it touches, everything it surrounds itself with. Well, no wonder there would be a competition for this nerd if people are aware of that, or maybe they're seeing this. Or if not, there's just like there's just good energy surrounding this nerd. Like their energy, like their world is sort of expanding. And everyone is talking about this too. Okay, give us Mr. Darcy's. Give us Mr. Darcy's baseline energy. And I just got chills all over me, so. This Mr. Darcy is a little... I feel like there is some stage fright here regarding romancing the stone vibes and celebrations. He's surrounded by such good energy, though. You're so beautiful to me. Stage fright, romancing the stone vibes, celebration, blended family. Give us Mr. Darcy's baseline energy today. Water element, sensing. Interesting, because this is a fire sign reading. Yeah, they're all up in their emotions, all up in their feels. I feel like trying to remain calm, like temper their excitement. Don't like get up all in your feels too much to where like you put your own flame out, but this is Mr. Darcy's growth. You know, because he's so stoic most of the time and you can't get a good read on him if his baseline energy is like, I feel some sort of way, maybe like heart chakra opening type, or just coming to terms with like how they feel. Oh, this is it. Mr. Darcy's like awakening. I just got chills. Mr. Darcy is awakening to his feelings. Oh, I see. Well, no wonder that's bringing about a bout of stage fright, because it's like if you've operated in a certain sort of mentality or like a certain operative mode for yourself, you know, for so long, and this plot twist comes about to where you're like, I wasn't even expecting to like want to engage in a long-term relationship with this nerd, and now you're coming to terms with it. Yeah, you got a lot of feels about this going on right now. I love it. There is healing. You're currently healing too. That's why you're all up in your feels too. You're healing. Okay, good. We like healing. Let me just do a quick cleanse here. Now it shouldn't be so awkward when I'm not talking because there's music in the background. Okay, when I get awkward, and I embrace awkwardness. I love it. when I get awkward, you know that's weird. And it was weird when there was nothing going on in the background, so. Okay. All right. I've started noticing that, like, when I pull my own cards, it tends to go, like, in chronological order. My spirit team really knows me very well, and my OCD, and how I like things, like, consistent and orderly. So I'm not going to go too far back into the past regarding, like, a premeditated attack, receiving karma from that factionless plot twist. Like, that has already, like, you've already changed. Like, the plot twist has already occurred, and, like, receiving dharma is now in the picture. So, I guess, everyone is talking about this competition. Let's pull that one out. Let's talk about, what is everyone talking about? And people want to know. I'm trying to see. Is there anything over? I have so many card decks these days that it's like, I don't know which to choose from. I'm very fortunate in that sort of way. Gratefulness. Maybe you're just grateful that, maybe you're in a grateful mindset. And if you're not, you should be grateful. Grateful that you're healing. Tower. Yeah, you're kind of having a tower about all this. It's getting you in your feels a little bit. Something about Mary. What is, everyone is talking about this. People want to know. What is everyone talking about? And what does everyone want to know? What is everyone talking about for our fire signs? Five of Wands. Yeah, this is everyone, like, everyone kind of has their, everyone's got their own thing to say about this. Like their own opinion. Everyone's putting their 2 cents in. People want to know. Everyone's got something to say. What about this Five of Wands? Is this family or the community at large? People want to know, just the people in general. What about this Five of Wands? With everyone is talking about this. Talking about family, the DNA analysis. I get too many hands in the pot. Regarding this new beginning. This is the competition. Because this nerd is quite expansive and fortunate and lucky, everyone's sort of like clamoring, talking about like clamoring for an opportunity to work with them. Or like the competition, that's the plot twist. Oh, the plot twist is that where maybe they were factionless without support. This plot twist is that now everyone sees the potential here. Everyone sees the potential to work with you, like this nerd. Maybe Mr. Darcy is the nerd too. But anyway, no, I get the nerd. like there's competition to work with this nerd, to invest in this person. Possibly regarding results of like ancestry. Yeah, the Emperor. Everyone is talking about this new beginning, this opportunity, the opportunities that are being brought in, that people are fighting over, or like clamoring over to get an opportunity with this person. Ace of Pentacles. It hasn't been revealed just yet. Yeah. Everyone's talking about it because it's still in limbo. It's still in motion. The moon is feminine energy. It's reflective in nature. It's divine feminine. Exposure, secrets. There's a family secret everyone is talking about. And it does have to do with confirmation around DNA analysis. Yeah. And this is the stage fright. There's a spotlight being shown on this journey, on this path. Like this nerd will be seen because of all of this. Oh, and Mr. Darcy feels like he is going to take the leap. He's actively in the competition pool. Oh, he's about to come to the forefront. Look at him. He's so romantic. He's embarking upon a journey he never saw coming. And that's also a plot twist. Full energy. Yeah, you're not there yet. Like I said, this is in limbo. The beginning before the beginning. Ugh, Romancing the Stone is such a good movie. It is with Kathleen Turner and Michael Douglas. Because in my last reading that I called this out, I could not remember their names accurately. And she is an author. A little bit like Frumpy Dumpy to start with. But then as she embarks upon this journey to save her sister, it becomes a journey of her bravery, of her resolve, of her growth, and like who she truly was meant to be. And then along the way, she does meet, like there's all these different elements that you would want in a romantic comedy. There's adventure and love and danger and certainly romance, suspense, mystery, foreign countries even. Certainly water. Water. Yeah. Okay. Maybe you're planning a celebration near water or want to do that. I don't know why I get that. I just do. Tell us more about everyone is talking about this competition. People want to know. What about this Fool? Yeah, being courageous enough to want to take the journey. 8 of Wands. This is messages, communication, receiving signs. Like you're protected. You were led on this journey for a reason. And that's why you kind of feel foolish, is because like you didn't see this coming. You are taking the leap. It is new to you. You are like Mr. Darcy and normally are very poised and able to pull your shit together. But I feel like in this situation, it's got you totally out of your element. And I think being brought into the spotlight, which is funny because like Mr. Darcy is in the spotlight, like women see him all the time. So for him to kind of feel out of his element, especially in regards to a nerd, I feel like that is total, it's just totally off kilter for this person. I kind of love that. It's getting you out of your comfort zone. I love that. That is growth. But yeah, this person wants to reach out. I mean, before the year ends, that's for sure. Communication. 8 of Wands is fast-moving communication. Contracts, yes. This is also like wanting to work with this person. What else on this Fool? 8 of Wands. Are you discussing like taking this leap too? And that's what everyone is talking about? Like people can kind of see this now? 10 of Pentacles. Mm-hmm. This is like, yeah, splendid family. And then working together and bringing about like wealth for both sides. That's generational wealth. That's like no small thing either. And you're about to get communication on this, or it's about to be shown. Yeah, there will be a need for you to speak. Anything else on everyone is talking about this? Yeah, this is you getting involved in the competition. Like you're like, okay, as Mr. Darcy, I didn't think I would have to be in competition for a nerd at that. But that's the other reason why it's throwing you off, isn't it? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be laughing at you, but it is kind of fucking funny, actually. Temperance. This is your fiery nature. You're like, okay, just get over myself, man. Like, okay, I got this. I know where I come from. I know where I'm going. And I can do this. Like, this is going to be so healing. Oh, look, and there's two flowers there. This does have potential for long-term relationship vibes and like blossoming together, healing together. Closing the gap between the two of you. It also reminds me of Love Actually, where gosh, I can't remember his name. I feel so bad. He's the author. Oh, this is wow, the signs and synchronicities. He's also an author, but he falls in love with his housemaid, who speaks a completely different language, and there's a language barrier there. And like he tries to figure out a way to communicate with her, and so he starts to like learn bits and pieces of her language, and unbeknownst to him, she's doing the same thing. Somehow the two of you are, whether you know each other or not, because before the end of the year you will know each other. There's something about not crossing the other person's boundaries, but crossing over the line to meet the other person where they are. That is what will be healing for the both of you, because, you know, Mr. Darcy comes from this world of like aristocracy, essentially, you know, and he naturally gets a lot of attention just for the position that he holds in the community. And so typically there is a lot of competition for him, but in this sort of way, it's getting him outside of his element, that there's competition for the person that he wants. And that seems as though that's the big test for you, collective, Mr. Darcy. That bridging this gap, somehow overcoming it, is a huge step for you in your spiritual journey, and like it's a test that will help you grow. Mm-hmm. What about Temperance here? This is also like you both are protected on this journey. And you're also kind of like dipping your toe in this person's world already. I bet it makes you nervous. Okay, and this is just straight up channeling. I bet it makes you nervous when you start to think about like calling or reaching out to this person. Like, does your heart start to beat a little bit faster? Or like your palms get sweaty? And I'm not trying to make you nervous if that is not even your thing. Maybe you don't even typically get like that. But yet this person kind of brings it out of you. Oh. Switch decks, it said. Switch decks. What about Temperance and everyone is talking about this? Mr. Darcy. I wasn't even attracted to Mr. Darcy when I initially saw Pride and Prejudice, but then by the end of it, I was. There's something about him. And that's sort of the appeal of this nerd, I feel like, in Mr. Darcy's world, where it's like, yeah, maybe, I mean, she's interesting or whatever. But then by the end of it, it's like, I didn't even think I could like somebody. Like, that's sort of what I get. Just like thrown off all around. Okay. What about Temperance? Forward movement. This is also traveling too. What did I say? Overseas. This could actually be like worldwide travel, or maybe you're just about to take a trip. But okay, Temperance. And everyone is talking about this competition. Knight of Cups. Somewhere that you love. Oh, this trip is going to be great for you. It is. This is very innocent. This is so innocent. Like, the Knight of Cups is, you know, it's not quite puppy love. Like, it's beyond that at this point. Like, you know enough about this person to where it's like, okay, I'm not just like, this is not just like a simple crush or like infatuation. Like, now, like, this is you coming in, you know, really trying to show yourself. Oh, this is the stage fright. Yeah, this is really you kind of jumping into the spotlight. Maybe this competition is what took you out of hiding, and it's like, okay, I can no longer hide behind the scenes. Like, I actually have to, there will be a need for me to speak up. That's sort of what I get. Mm-hmm. Yeah, an offering. You know it's gonna have to be on you. What about this Temperance Knight of Cups? Anything else? You're gonna do it. You know you are. You're excited about it. It does make you a little bit nervous. And you also know that this is like the beginning of a new journey. Which it is, obviously. Mr. Darcy's never been down this path before. It's like, I should have my shit together. I don't know why this is cracking me up so much. I think just to see somebody so poised not be so poised would be absolutely endearing. So this nerd will probably, I'm assuming, like, they'll be able to, if they know you, they'll probably get a sense of this. And I would think that they would see it as endearing as well. And if they don't, then it's like, that's just dumb. Okay, let's give Mr. Darcy a little nudge here in the right direction. I mean, he already knows that you already know, collective, what you're gonna do. Like, you're excited about it. It does make you a little nervous, though, thinking about it. Well, let's give Mr. Darcy and my fire sign collective just a little confidence booster here. Ooh, this will be fun. I didn't even mean to make this into a love reading, but it's just so it's just well within that realm right now that I am, because long-term relationship is here. And it can be a work relationship, but because blended family is here, you're so beautiful to me. Something about married, there's just there's something here about this is a romantic relationship, not just a work relationship. Let's get Mr. Darcy excited about the future. Angels and ancestors, like, what would you like? Is there any advice? Or is there anything that he should be made aware of when it comes to this nerd? How about that? Give us some helpful information about this nerd that this Mr. Darcy can use when approaching this person. So this is kind of like a call out on the nerd instead of so much on Mr. Darcy. Give us the tea on this nerd so that he's got some ammo for his arsenal. Not that like Mr. Darcy needs it. It's like this is his journey to take, but because I am a helpful sort of healer and spiritual guide, we're not just gonna leave him hanging, even though he's got all the tools he needs. Give us the lowdown on this nerd that can help out Mr. Darcy here. Like, what's she into? How will this be received? That sort of thing. Give us the lowdown on the nerd. Nerd alert. We're just gonna do 3, maybe 4 cards on the nerd. The Hanged Man. And it did fall out in reverse. Okay, well, first of all, this most definitely was the plot twist. This nerd is the plot twist in your world. Also, no more stagnation. I believe this competition is what got you moving. And same with this person. I feel like this nerd isn't staying still. You know, like, and that's kind of why you feel a sense of urgency here in some sort of way to like reach out and initiate conversation, because that is what pulled out here, smack dab in the middle, conversation. That is sort of what is pushing you to maybe even get you outside of your comfort zone quicker than you anticipated, you know? Like maybe you had a plan and you're like, oh, like I wasn't expecting other people to be involved, damn it. Oh, but this nerd is moving ahead. And I feel like you see the encroachment of others. Okay, I'm not monetized yet, so I don't really care. But this is the card. It flipped out like this, but that's what it looks like. I feel like you're seeing others encroach upon this nerd, and it's, yeah, it's kind of got you thinking about, like, long term here. Judgment. This is the blended family. Oh, the ties that bind. Yeah, possibly like one or both of you have children. Or maybe not even. This could be like the divine bringing you two together. Like divine love. It's in its infancy. The only reason why I say that is because, look, it's, first of all, it's judgment. You have the angel up above. That's protection. They're both bound by this red string with the little, like, archangel or charioteer bringing them together. There's some sort of spirit or, like, guiding force or something that's, like, bringing the two of you together. Yeah, this is Judgment Day for you. Like I said, this is your test. It's your calling. And you are going to, like, you picked up the call. You're already in full energy. You know, like you've already taken the leap. You've already decided, you know, the action that you plan to take. Maybe you're just trying to figure out, like, you know, I don't know, just trying to figure out, like, how, like, the best way to go about it, right? But you know you're going to do it. And then this competition comes into play and you're like, well, shit, now I gotta fucking go faster. Or not faster, but you're like, it's on your mind even more so, too. That's funny. This is funny, man. Good energy. Both my readings today have been really, really good. All right. We want 2 more on this nerd. Yeah, I feel like also everyone is talking about maybe like the origins of this nerd too. DNA analysis just keeps popping up. And somehow you're tied to this judgment in some sort of way. Not like on the bad side of things because receiving Dharma. But maybe you're helping bring this judgment in. Oh, I didn't think about that. Like you got a different perspective. Like you weren't, maybe you were in stagnation and then you received some information that made you move a little bit faster too. And that brought about Judgment Day. Like what you gonna do with the information now that you have it? Everyone's talking about it. And now, like, you know that something else needs to be done. And, yeah, Judgment's calling you to do so. But you're protected on this journey. All right. What else about this nerd? Nerd alert. King of Pentacles. This is Mr. Darcy. This is normally like how you go about your business. Like you go after it. Look, he's got like the red cloak on, you know, that's fire energy, passion, like goes after what he wants, brings it in, is a good business owner. That's the thing. You have control in every other facet of your life. But when it comes to this nerd, you don't. I'm dead. I'm sorry, Collective. I bet you're like, yeah, it's so much fun being Mr. Darcy, but like, listen, Mr. Darcy needs to learn lessons too, huh? Yeah. And like, look, she's the one that's supposed to be like all shy and like docile around him. And maybe she will be. Maybe you know, like, okay, once I get over this part, like, I could get back to, you know, owning my shit again. So good. Maybe it's even throwing you off in business too, like in your everyday work. Because people want to know, everyone is talking about this competition, and like, yeah, I think the whole thing is just sort of throwing you off, but like you still are excited about it. This is a good thing for Mr. Darcy. He needs to be thrown into a little bit of competition every now and again so that he knows what he actually wants, instead of just like aiming around, like roaming around aimlessly, trying to figure out, like, you know, which young debutante is going to walk up to me next, you know? It's like, no, in this sort of case, you actually have to go after what you want. And that is unusual for him. And I find that to be hilarious. Okay. last card for the nerd. This nerd is owning his or her nerdishness. Nerdiness. Yeah. Like, they don't give a fuck. They're also in King of Pentacles energy. They're like, yeah, this is who I am. Take it or leave it. And you're like, okay, I want to take it. You're like, but I can't just take it like I normally can. And you're like, ooh, this is good for Mr. Darcy. Okay, what else? One more on the nerd. Yeah, this nerd ain't waiting around. King of Cups, King of Pentacles, King of Cups. What did I say earlier? He's owning his feelings. At the very beginning, when I pulled the water element card for Mr. Darcy, I said he's coming into his feelings. That is what these two cards represent. Ownership. Like, okay, this is my reality that I have these feelings for this nerd. She kind of seems like a hot nerd too. Look at her. Just look. Mm-hmm. Oh, he's got his hand on her hair. Maybe here's the thing for you or this person, or you just like playing with hair. You're trying to own these feelings and be balanced in them, and because it is so new for you and you're so excited and you are so fiery by nature, don't let this competition throw you off your game or like put your fire out. You know, just because there's competition there, like, don't second guess yourself, basically. Yeah, and just own it and be comfortable with it. I think the longer you sit with it, I think the more comfortable you will become. Just like in Romancing the Stone, where, you know, not only was it a transformation for the heroine of the story, Kathleen Turner. For her, she had a whole freaking ass transformation throughout that whole thing. She was a completely different woman. And he was too, but in a much different way. Like, he was very much like an adventurer, adrenaline junkie, you know, sort of like vagabond, maybe even a little bit like scammy in a way, you know, like, and I'm not saying that you're scammy. I'm just saying that, like, he sort of turned a corner throughout this whole journey and very easily could have stolen something, stolen like valuables away from this woman that he was helping, but he didn't. He actually turned back around and decided that, like, no, this is what I want to do. Like, I want to be with this woman, considering long-term relationship. This is beautiful. I love this. Okay. Well, let's just get one more card for the two of you together. There's already ties that bind here. Judgment's being called. give us what the energy will be within this relationship. Just one card. One card for the joint energy. But also expansion, like, because of the two cards that I pulled out, there's also an expansion of feelings here. Like, it will grow with time, too. The more you both heal. Or, like, come together. Go down your path together, basically. Ooh. Ooh, you see that fly out? It was fiery. 8 of Pentacles. This is steady work. Like studying each other. Knowing what each other, like what each other's likes and dislikes are. Like learning how to be learning how to be together, like work together for a joint cause. Not letting things get, I don't think that this would ever become, I don't get that this would become stagnant. Because in this card, it seems as though they're standoffish, and maybe the two of you, like, in the past have sort of felt detached from one another, but in this card, this is like, now we have a better understanding of what each other, like what we each like about one another, and growing that even deeper. Like, they're so comfortable with one another. Like, they're just a good fit. Like, this to me is like a weekend morning, you know, or like they take a trip and they're just sort of like waking up gently, hanging out with one another. They're so comfortable. Companionable silence. And I'm not saying there's going to be a whole lot of silence, but I think it'll just be comfortable. Like there's like a natural inclination here. And work, yes. Work and opportunities, there's good fortune there. Yeah, you guys work together really well. That's what I get. So yeah, long-term relationship is certainly on the table. I love this. This was such a good reading, collective. Thank you for stopping by. My fire signs, my Mr. Darcy. God, that got me going. That was freaking hilarious. All right, guys. Well, I love you. I hope this was helpful. Come back and I will get into the earth, air, and water sign reading. So I love you guys. Take care. Until next time.